All right, Luke. Well, I completed the tune-up. A few things I found is one of the things I didn't bring it up before, but I should bring it up now. When I arrived here, there was no tape over this hole.
Okay.
So you were actually leaking carbon monoxide out of this hole. Probably not a ton, but I mean it's coming right out of the furnace. They should have covered that up.
No, yeah, for sure.
So you know, if I would have found it, I would have had to open up to take my readings, but there was nothing on it. You could tell there's no tape marks. They've never taped it once.
Right.
So before I leave, I'm going to tape it, but just to let you know that the company that installed it should have done that. So that's one thing I found there. I checked your flame sensor. That is the sensor to make sure there's actual ignition and fire going on in there and not just pumping gas in with no flame.
Right.
And so that is not reading properly on my meter. Now, this system probably has a warranty on it. However, the manufacturer does not replace any parts until they completely fail. So it hasn't failed, it's still working, but it's reading below spec, and that's one of the most common parts that go out.
Right.
So it's up to you if you want to replace it, just to, so you don't have to worry about it, but you can wait for it to go out, and then the manufacturer will pay for it. It's totally up to you. I'll give you a couple options on that.
Okay.
Back here, I'll kind of show you this. One of the things we found is that you have a drain here. This is mainly for it's air conditioning and heating season. Okay. This drains the condensation. There's supposed to be what we call a T. So right now it's just like an elbow.
Yep.
It should have a T so it can grab air for the water to drop down, kind of like a straw where you hold it and then you let it go and the water goes down. Right now it's like somebody holding the straw, so the water might not be able to go down as good as it should.
Yeah.
So they should have done that when they installed it, so I'd recommend you getting that fixed.
For sure.
Also, they didn't give you a secondary drain. So if this drain were to plug up, what it's going to do is going to overflow in water, and condensation is going to actually get into your furnace, and it'll wreck your furnace.
Definitely with that.
And it's actually required by code, so I'm surprised that this isn't done. It's possible maybe you never got an inspection, I don't know. But code says either we need a secondary drain, so 2 pipes here, so if this one clogs up, we have another one so that doesn't wreck your furnace, or we put in an electronic sensor that when it fills up to that, it just shuts it down so you know something's wrong and you can get it fixed.
Right.
So I would recommend doing one of those 2 things so you don't have to worry about that in the future. So that's the main things with your furnace. I have a couple other concerns with your smoke alarm and carbon monoxides in the house. Do you mind if I show you those?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. So we'll just come on out here. All right, so the way the safety standards are is that you want a smoke and carbon monoxide alarm on every level of the home. And then at least a smoke alarm only in every bedroom in the home.
Okay.
So your home was built at a time where they actually ran wires between all the places. However, it looks like you're missing a lot. So I don't know if they were bad and chirping and you took them down, or the old homeowners 5 years ago didn't have them.
So a couple of them were missing already, and then some of them, they were just chirping, so I just took them down. And I was gonna replace them, but never got to it.
Yep. It's a common thing we see, but I don't want anything to happen to your family, so I want to bring it up to you. Looks like one's probably supposed to be there, and that one should be a combination smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm.
Okay.
If you were to get a carbon monoxide leak in the house, more than likely it would come from your furnace or your water heater. Those are usually the 2 culprits.
Right.
And at this time, we don't have anything, so it would literally fill this entire level up with carbon monoxide. Same thing if you had a fire. There's no smoke alarm, so this whole level would be full of smoke, and it would go off.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So then we'll work our way upstairs.
I think this is the one I actually took down. So.
Yeah. So then this one's missing. So right now, your whole basement would get full of smoke or carbon monoxide. It would come up the stairs and it would fill this entire level with smoke and carbon monoxide, and you still wouldn't know about it. So then we'll move back up to the next floor. and this one's missing.
Well, I'm just not looking too good
No.
around here.
And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm just, it's my duty to let you know. And so, then it would make its way here, and you still wouldn't know about it, right?
Yeah.
Now, this bedroom here does have a smoke alarm in it.
Okay.
So, if you had a fire, it would have to fill up this whole thing. If this door was closed, it'd have to somehow roll underneath this door for this alarm to go off. Now, this alarm looks outdated. It's probably over 10 years. Would you say that's correct?
I haven't replaced it since I moved in,
Okay.
so it's possible.
I took it down looking at the date. It's older than 10 years.
Okay.
Nobody makes an alarm to be used longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that would go off, because the only other one you have is in this bedroom, which is good because it looks like your future baby's room. This alarm is the only other one you have in the house.
Okay.
And they're probably the same age.
Yeah, it would be about the same.
And so if you had a carbon monoxide issue in the home, I haven't found one alarm in this home. Do you have any ones that you know of?
I thought the wife bought like a wall plug-in one.
Okay, yep, and those are better than nothing. I mean, I'd like to see that, because right now there's nothing.
Right.
The only problem with wall plug-in ones, so a lot of times people plug them in by the bedrooms, which I understand. But if you had a plug-in one right here, like I said earlier, your whole basement would be full, your whole main level would be full. Then it would reach maybe a wall plug-in one. Hopefully it goes off, hopefully you hear it and get everybody out of the house.
Right.
But now your entire house is full of it by this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope you have one plugged in. I didn't find one. The other thing is sometimes they get unplugged. Kids knock them off, pets knock them off. They're not great. It's best when they're hardwired, built right into your smoke alarm system. Then when one goes off, it sends a signal for all of them to go off, and then everybody gets out of the house as quick as possible.
Right.
So that bedroom doesn't have any smoke alarm either, and neither does that bedroom. And so, you really just need a whole new full modern system is really what it comes down to, to make it as safe as possible. So
Right.
I'll give you some options on that too.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So that's basically everything I found. If we can go down to back to the kitchen table, I can kind of give you a couple options.
For sure.
All right. You can turn that on.